Vikings preparing a big move in the offseason? Two pieces of news that could change everything. Hey, Purple fans. This is Report Vikings, bringing you all the updates on the Minnesota Vikings. And today we have two breaking news that could define the direction of the franchise this offseason. A totally unexpected trade was suggested in the national media and involves two big names in the NFL. A bold move that could turn the Vikings into Super Bowl contenders. In addition, the Vikings are mapping the free agent market, and a player may be in the franchise's sights to reinforce a crucial area of the defense. If this signing comes to fruition, it could be the missing piece to take Brian Flores' system to another level. Want to know all the details? Then subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to stay up to date with everything about the Vikings. Now let's get to the news. A free agent who could solve the Minnesota Vikings' biggest need this offseason. The Minnesota Vikings enter the 2025 offseason with several areas in need of reinforcement. The offensive line remains vulnerable, especially on the interior, where the guard and center positions need significant improvement. The secondary, while showing progress in recent seasons, still lacks stability. Additionally, the team has not had an explosive returner in years, which limits their potential on special teams. However, the team's biggest need may be on the defensive line. The lack of a dominant defensive tackle has hampered the Vikings' ability to consistently pressure opposing quarterbacks. And for a team looking to take its defense to the next level under coordinator Brian Flores, that piece could be the difference between a solid unit and one truly feared in the NFL. The defensive evolution under Brian Flores. Since his arrival in 2023, Flores has transformed the Vikings' defense. In 2022, before he was hired, the team finished the season ranked 31st in yards allowed, a worrying performance. In his first year under the helm, there was a big improvement. The Vikings jumped to 16th in that statistic and were tied for 13th in points allowed. The upward trend continued in 2024. Minnesota's defense finished the regular season with the fifth best mark in points allowed, giving up just 19.5 per game. The overall performance in yards allowed remained at 16th place, but the team spent much of the season in the top 10 before losing momentum in the final weeks. Now, to take the next step and establish themselves among the league's elite defenses, the Vikings need to strengthen the core of the defensive line. And there's a name on the market that could be exactly what the team is looking for. Milton Williams, the missing piece in the Vikings defense. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connell know Flores needs more tools to make his defense even more dangerous. A player who can pressure the quarterback from the inside of the defensive line could be the key to that breakthrough. And Philadelphia Eagles guard Milton Williams appears to be an ideal candidate. Williams, 25, has been on the rise in the league and appears to be hitting his prime after 4 seasons in Philadelphia. While he didn't have standout stats during the regular season, 24 tackles, 5.0 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery, he shined when it mattered most. In the Eagles' 40-22 Super Bowl win over the Chiefs, Williams was one of the standouts for the defense, recording 4 tackles, 2.0 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 fumble recovery. That kind of performance in crunch time is exactly what the Vikings need to take their defense from good to dominant. At 6 feet 3 inches and 270 pounds, Williams combines strength, explosiveness, and agility, traits that could make him a key player in Flores' aggressive scheme. His track record shows he's capable of playing his best football in the biggest games, and Minnesota is in dire need of players with that winning mentality. If the Vikings want to bolster their defense and give Flores a new weapon to pressure opponents, investing in Milton Williams could be the make-or-break move this offseason. Vikings-Steelers trade bombshell. Radio host suggests unlikely trade between JJ McCarthy and TJ Watt. In the world of sports, speculation and hypothetical scenarios are part of the fun for fans. But some ideas seem so absurd that they defy all logic. Still, that doesn't stop commentators from making bold proposals. That's exactly what happened on ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike, when host Evan Cohen suggested a trade that was sure to get people talking. The Minnesota Vikings would send their young quarterback JJ McCarthy to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for star defensive end TJ Watt. I could think of a few teams that might be willing to go all in on a quarterback, but the question is, why would they give up a talent like that? Cohen pondered, unless you consider something like TJ Watt going to the Vikings for JJ McCarthy. Now that I think about it, that trade becomes even more interesting. Totally out of the ordinary, but a fascinating idea. While the proposal may be a hot topic for debate among fans and analysts, the realities of the NFL make such a move nearly impossible. One of the league's most dominant defenders has an impressive 108 sacks in 121 regular season games and has been named All-Pro in 5 of the last 6 seasons. His impact on the game is undeniable, and his name is always among the best defenders in the NFL. However, the pass rusher is about to turn 31 and weighs on the Steelers' salary cap, with a $30.4 million impact for the 2025 season. On the other hand, McCarthy represents the future of the Vikings. The young quarterback was selected in the draft to be the key piece of the franchise for the next few years, and giving up a promising 22-year-old talent for a veteran defender, albeit an exceptional one, seems highly unlikely. Minnesota has also invested heavily in the edge rusher position, with Andrew Van Ginkel and Jonathan Greenard, both of whom are expected to make the Pro Bowl in 2024, and first-round pick Dallas Turner in the last draft. In an alternate universe, perhaps a trade like this could be considered. But in the realities of the NFL, financial, strategic, and roster-building factors make such a trade virtually impossible. Still, speculation like this fuels fan conversations and keeps the fascination with the unpredictable world of the league alive.